In 1990, Michael Jordan, the most famous athlete on the planet, was asked by his own mother to endorse the black Democratic candidate for Senate in his home state of North Carolina. That candidate was running against legendary segregationist Jesse Helms. And yet Jordan declined. Why? Because in the most famous quote in American sports apoliticalism, Jordan told a friend on the team bus, quote, "Republicans buy sneakers too." And 36 years later, the most fascinating athlete on the planet, a 7'4" French alien, relax, that's one of his nicknames, with an 8-foot wingspan, who also practices meditation and has a deep love for science fiction novels written by Brandon Sanderson, just looked at his own PR team, looked him dead in the eye and said, "I'm not doing that." He is, of course, the dominating force known as Victor Wembanyama. We call him Wemby. He plays for the San Antonio Spurs, and on Monday night in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals against the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder, he dropped 41 points, 24 rebounds, and 3 blocks, winning in double overtime. 41 and 24 in a conference finals. Wilt Chamberlain put up those numbers once, so that list is now Wilt and Wemby. No word on if Wemby's challenging Wilt's other record. If you know, you know. But his game is not why we're talking about Wemby. I'm talking about Wemby because he's unique. I'm talking about him because things like back in January, when ICE agents were raining terror through Minneapolis and they shot and killed Renee Good and Alex Preddy, Wemby walked up to the postgame microphone and said this, after the Spurs PR team had specifically told him not to speak about it. He looked at reporters and said, "PR's tried, but I'm not going to sit here and give some politically correct answer. Every day I wake up and I see the news and I'm horrified. I think it's crazy that some people might make it seem like the murder of civilians is acceptable." And then, because he is 22 years old and braver than half of our Congress, he went on to say, "I know I'm a foreigner. I live in this country and I have concerns for sure."
I know I'm a foreigner. I live in this country. I am concerned for sure.
And yeah, Wemby, he's a French citizen on a work visa in the United States. And we know that the Trump administration has spent 6 months to a year making it crystal clear that immigrants who speak out against ICE risk losing their visas and getting their student status revoked or worse. I mean, heck, Mahmoud Khalil is still tied up in immigration courts. International students have been detained for writing op-eds. So Wemby knew the risks of speaking out. The Spurs PR team specifically warned him about the risk. And the new face of the league said, "I don't care. What's happening is wrong, and I have to say something about it." And when you compare that to the political cowardice that we're getting from every sitting Republican senator, compare that to the cowardice of J.D. Vance and Ted Cruz and little Marco Rubio and all the smiling faces on Fox News, who all know exactly what is happening in our country, and they know it's wrong, and they choose every single day to keep their mouths shut. Meanwhile, a French basketball player is doing what our senators and our leaders cannot. And yeah, the basketball world, they call Wemby the alien. He is a freak of nature on the basketball court. And Dave Zirin, friend of Ring of Fire over at The Nation, pointed out correctly that we've got that nickname backwards. What makes Wemby so special is how human he is. Yeah, he reads sci-fi like a lot of us. He hangs out with Shaolin monks. He started a teen book club. The guy is only 22 years old, and he has more emotional maturity than the entire Trump cabinet combined. That is not alien. That is just someone being an adult. And look, there is a long history of athletes refusing to keep their heads down. We had Muhammad Ali at the draft board, Kareem, Kaepernick. Wemby's just the next chapter. And the most beautiful part about this is for every Bud Light-style boycott threat from MAGA, they're all going to bounce off. Because Wemby, he's 22, playing for San Antonio, where people love him. And he is likely about to win a championship in a city that doesn't know how to hate him. Meanwhile, you've got the Sultan of Spray Tan over in the White House wishing that he had that kind of cultural standing. You know, it turns out that the antidote to 36 years of Republicans buy sneakers too is a kid who doesn't even have his own sneakers in America yet. Hit the notification bell so that we can keep watching the kids do what the grown-ups will not.